Hi everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to another FX market overview from me. So this is going to be my first market overview for the month of May. I couldn't do any recording last week. I wasn't available. I was a little bit busy. That's why. So this is going to be the first recording we're going to be having for the month of May. So how has May been for you so far? Has it been profitable? All right, we're just 12 days into May, almost halfway through. But then I trust you have been fine. Yep. So today we are going to be looking at the following assets to the upper right of my screen. Not so much, actually. We're just going to be looking at the dollar index, Euro USD, USD CAD, Euro CHF, Euro NZD, GBP CAD, USD CHF, and then just say 18 or 2 on Tesla. Right. So these were the assets I was looking at last week, so I couldn't drop the recording for you. I was not around, but at the same time, I was able to check some of these assets for myself, and I was able to see some opportunities. Right, some of them did not get to target last week, so that's why I'm discussing them again. Right. Okay, so once again, dollar index. Then we're going to be looking at euro dollar, then USD CAD, Euro CHF, Euro NZD, GBP CAD, USD CHF, and then I would say 18 or 2 on Tesla, right? So yeah, so dollar index. This is the dollar index chart. As you can see to the center of my screen, this is the dollar index chart. And so far, we have a bearish May, right? Ever since the year started, January, February, March, April has been bullish. Right? As you can see, it's been bullish all through. And based on structure, we do have this lower low, and who knows, maybe this is a lower high, and then price automatically going to just, go down, give us the complete market structure formation. All right. But then there are several other factors we need to put into consideration, right? So I think I read somewhere last week that the Feds have maybe they want to cut rate or they've cut the rate already. So I don't know, but we can see we had like dollar has been bearish for the month of May. And I think we have CPI this week. Yeah, I think we have CPI this week. So later I'm going to check the Forex Factory calendar. Or you know what? Let us check it now. Okay, let's check Forex Factory calendar now. So Forex Factory. Okay, so I think we do have CPI this week. Yeah, exactly. So as you can see, on Monday we have NZD major news, inflation expectations, and then on Tuesday we have GBP. Same Tuesday we have at 14:30 we have core PPI M/M, right? And then 4 p.m. we do have future post speaks. Then on Wednesday we have AUD major news, and then CPI on Wednesday 2:30 p.m. my time, right? That's going to be CPI, right? That's Consumer Price Index. You guys know how CPI. You've been following me since January, right? CPI is one major news I look out. Like I always anticipate. Last week we had FOMC. Was he FOMC last week at NFP? I remember we had let me see, last week. So last week, yeah. Oh yeah, last week we had FOMC, right? So last week and last 2 weeks, last 2 weeks I took some trades. I took about 2 trades, and the 2 trades were losses. Loss last 2 weeks. And then last week I took 2 trades again. 2 trades were winning trades. All right. No, that last week I took, I think, about 4 trades. Last 2 weeks, 4 trades, 2 losses, 2 did not fill me in. And then last week with 2 trades, they actually went all the way up to like 1 to 3, 1 to 3 and beyond. But then I would explain to you what happened. And then so this week, as you can see, for this week, we have CPI on Wednesday. So really major news. I always look forward to CPI because, gives us that fast movement on the dollar pairs, right? So yes, so keep an eye. On Wednesday, we have CPI. And then that's the major thing I'm looking out for this week, right? Thursday, we have JPY AUD. But then for me, Wednesday is like the peak of the news for me. All right, so keep an eye on that. That's Forex Factory. So like I said, the month of May has been bearish, right? So this is not the first time we are going to see the start of the month being bearish and then later goes back up and then end up being bullish, right? You can see the month of this was the month of March. Right? March started out, I think, came up and then came down. By this week, you can see it was a really long sell for the month of March, and then towards ending March closed bullish, and then on for April bullish, and then now May is giving us bearish momentum already. What's going to be the place? It's just going to go up in the head, right? So I'm going to be excited to see what that is, right? But then, what's my own bias? Number one, on the market, based on market structure on the monthly time frame where we are, price should sell down. That's it. Based on market structure, price should sell down. But then we have to put other things into consideration, right? Now scaling to the lower time frame, like the weekly time frame. Now this reddish area here, it's from the daily time frame. You guys remember that daily imbalance we marked out, and so far price has been respected that area, came down, came up, created equal highs, and now price is back down there. So if we go back to the weekly time frame, I remember we had a bearish harmonic pattern that is here. I just removed it because it was making the chart look kind of messy, right? So we have this, and then if we look at the structure now coming from the weekly perspective, the market is actually bullish, right? Because when we had, you guys remember how we took this, right? By sold down, this was last year, and then price, broke structure, and then we now have this higher high, higher low, just normal market structure. Price should overall, in the end, give us a new higher high, right? But now the the monthly is bearish. The monthly is bearish, and then the weekly is bullish, right? So there's a conflict. They're not agreeing with each other, right? So now, based on the weekly, we should go up. You can see we do have some imbalances here, and now we have liquidity that is giving us a bias, that is giving us an order flow, right? So the weekly is bullish, and we can see based on structure, just looking at this present structure in this area, price has been, giving us higher high, higher low, came here, yeah, so yeah, and then so maybe it's going to continue to go up, right? And then if we check the daily time frame, now scaling down to the daily time frame, daily structure also is in fact bullish, right? I know we do have all of this liquidity. We have this 1 year, we have this 1 year. I don't know when dollar index is eventually going to come for it, but we're going to know. We need to at least start to see more lower price. Then we can start to anticipate and believe that dollar index is going to come to this area. But then for dollar to actually start to drop, then something like negative things need to start happening. But and then Fed's gonna cut rates. I don't know if they've cut it yet, but I think I saw a news about it last week, right? So something like that. And then um yeah, that's it. Okay, and then on the daily time frame, like I said, we are bullish, right? We do have this high, that is break structure over the side, slow, this high, this low, and then this high, right? So we did not have any close above this high. This is the high. Okay, you can see. So that's a higher high, and then price now is giving us a retracement down. Or price has already given us a retracement. From what I can see, I think this is in between 786 and 886. Oh, 786. Yeah, 618 and then 786, right? So this is a discount entry already for price. Price already has gotten to that discount entry. Came there on Monday, and then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, this is Friday. So it came here on this is Friday yes, Friday. And then the last week price came out with to the upside. Thursday came into this imbalance, and now Friday we had a bullish day on Friday. Now, price already on the daily time frame is bullish. Price already came into this imbalance. Price has showed this imbalance already, and it's going up. So now, what am I going to be anticipating? Like I said, once again, monthly time frame is bearish. The weekly is bullish. The daily is bullish. Right. So maybe weekly and daily are going to, at the end, in fact, change what the monthly time frame is telling us, right? We have liquidity to the upside. I like to spot the liquidity. Even this one that is monthly highs in itself, it's also liquidity for me. If you can see here, this is liquidity. We're just going to leave it as monthly highs. So we have liquidity to the upside here, and we also have this liquidity here, right? Then other liquidity I can see is down here and down here. So price is closer to this one than this one, right? So higher pricing is what I'm going to be saying, right? Until proven otherwise, right? But then I'm going to be believing that dollar index is going to continue to go to the upside. And based on what I'm seeing now, based on technical analysis, from my own analysis now, I think we're going to continue to see a higher pricing from there. And you can also see that this area where dollar index rejected from, last 2 weeks Friday is an area of demand and supply. As you can see, that area has been holding price for a while now. See all of this area, we have some level of supply in this area, even though price broke through it, but quickly came back down, and then we had supply, then we had some demand, price went up, came down again, and then found into support, and then support, and then supply, and then supply, and then so it makes sense how price now came into this area and then rejected all the way to the upside. So this is how I use demand supply. I always like to make sure that it has happened in the past multiple times. At least two times is okay for me. So what I'm trying to say is I don't even need to go all the way to the back. I can just do this. Okay, at least that's happened twice. Seen in cases where price twice, three times, good. Right. We had demand, we had supply, and then we have supply. So we can see that this is an area where price rejected from, and then on Thursday price came into this imbalance, and on Friday we had a bullish day. So I think I'm gonna be banking on price going high. Right. Although I remember I said we had that money pattern, this bigger money pattern, but then you know so harmonic pattern is calling for a sell, which price already did. Okay, so I don't know if it's going to further go down, but from what I'm seeing, I think price is going to go up based on the liquidity, right? So I don't know if CPI is eventually going to take out this daily liquidity here, right? Because eventually price needs to start, going up, and then if we're closer to it, then maybe we can be more positive on CPI taking out this high. So it depends on what Monday, Tuesday candle prints, right? If we get big candles on Monday, Tuesday, makes sense, right? But then if we have those small candles, then we just have to, we have a bias we've established already. Still need to open the chart, go to lower time frames, and then Monday, Tuesday candle, it's going to be a lot of candles on smaller time frame. You can redo your analysis, looking for the same things, and then be able to predict what's going to happen. Having a higher time frame, the actionable bias already in mind. So that kind of makes sense. That's how I do it. Right? So I always like to establish what the bias is going to be on a bigger time frame, and then smaller time frames, I'm also going to establish a bias that is going to be in line with the what the bigger time frame is saying. Sometimes it might be a short-term move against the bigger time frame projection, which could just maybe quickly 1 to 3. No, it depends. If you've been trading for years, you know how to navigate through these things, right? Yeah. So for dollar index, higher pricing, that's what I'm saying. Okay, but then I would allow more candles to print. And then if we come down, because definitely we still have, a little bit of imbalance here to be filled, right? So maybe the institutions want to further come down into this imbalance, then, that could be a play also. So just keep an eye, be open to all the possibilities that can happen. That's how uh, end up making money actually. And then, sometimes take losses. Yeah, it's a part of the game, right? So, so for dollar index, I'm going to stick to higher price, right? And then for EU, that means I'm looking at lower pricing for euro. But then again, EU has those big time frame liquidity up here. You know what? Let me take off this amount pattern. You can see it's so big that it's covering the whole chart. All right, this is good. Okay, so that liquidity to the downside on dollar index, this is them on EU also. Let's just leave them for future future, future play, right? So on EU now, the harmonic pattern completed at 786, and then price went all the way to the upside. Price came into this imbalance here, as you can see, and then we started to see higher pricing. So far, we've had the price came a 215 pip move, and the price came into this imbalance. And as you can see on the structure like this, lower low, lower high, lower low. So lower high and then just come down, right? But now I'm not seeing we had equal highs on dollar index. I'm not seeing equal lows on EU. So we've taken out this liquidity, scaled down to like 4 highs. I'm not seeing that equal lows, right? You can see down range, top range, or maybe this is it. Okay. So I'm saying this liquidity. All right. And then we have this one here. I think this one has been taken out. Okay. All right, this is interesting. So we have liquidity to the upside and we have liquidity to the downside. All right, this is good. So which one are they going to take out first? Already it's looking like it's this one, but I'm not surprised. I'm not going to be surprised if institutions decide to come for this one first before this one. Okay, so really you can have EU on your radar because one of these liquidities is going to be taken out first, right? And it will make sense if we can be a part of it, right? So keep an eye on this. Remember, dollar index higher pricing. That means EU lower pricing overall, right? That's what I'm looking at overall, long term throughout the week, right? Or at the end of the week. Let me put it that way. There can be some minor changes within the week, but at the end should go up, and then EU at the end should come down. So keep an eye on this liquidity. One of them is going to be the play. Already, the 4 hours looking like it's going to go up, right? We had this, and then we had break structure, and then now we have this high. So we had this imbalance prices field. Doesn't want to come down into this one or going up, so it's gonna be interesting. Take a trade off that. All right, so keep an eye on EU, keep an eye on dollar index. Okay, yep. So the next I'm gonna be looking at now is USD CAD. So for USD CAD, I actually took a trade last week. Boom, amazing trade, played out well. I was a little bit positive on this trade, but then I was happy the trade actually went my way. But now I wanted it, wanted it to go all the way to the upside, take out this high. I just wanted to see the higher pricing continue to go up and then close on Friday and Monday, let's just finally take out the liquidity, that kind of thing. That's what I was anticipating for our USD CAD, right? So I wanted price to come into, based on structure, we can see that we are bullish, right? So we had this higher high, and then we had this higher low, and then price came. This is not even a confirmed higher low yet. So price made a low, made a high, and then started to come back down again. Okay, and we have this imbalance here. Just like the dollar index. Remember, like I said, dollar index already filled. The imbalance went up. Just like EU now came further down again into the lower imbalance, and then went up from there. So that was where I was able to take a buy opportunity on was it on Tuesday or was it on Monday? Let's see. I know it was a 30-minute entry. And then yeah, on Monday, yeah, it was on Monday. I got filled on Monday. Got stopped. Okay, I'd already adjusted the stop. I think yeah, it was at this low, yeah. Yeah, so I got stopped out, yeah, on Thursday morning. Yes. On Thursday when the new candle opened. So this was the trade. Price came here. I saw price swept out this liquidity, and then we had what quick accumulation in this area. Just dropped, took out liquidity, went all the way to the upside, broke structure. I was anticipating for mitigation to take place, and we had mitigation. But my entry was, below mitigation. I played the imbalance, and then it gave me a little bit of entry, but then still 30 pips. USD card is a lot, right? 30 pips is max stop loss for me. So 30 pips. And then that's why it took me a while to even get to TP. And I should have closed the trade at 1 to 3. But what I did was when it got to 1 to 3, I divided the lot size into two, closed half the profit. All right. So I closed half the profit and then I left half running. And then all the half started to come down, and then took me out. Yeah. So it only took me out the little profit and then half. So at the end of the day, on TradingView, I made 1 to 3. As you can see, this is a 1 to 3 trade, RRR 1 to 3. But in reality, on my MT4, I made a 1 to 1.5. Yeah, I didn't make 1 to 3 because I didn't close at 1 to 3. Yeah. I had my final TP I had my final TP. Yeah. It was a 1 to 6. So this gave me a 1 to 3, 1 to 1 and 1. So it was actually a 1 to 1.5 and more, a little bit of more. Yeah. So that's it. I was pained though because I should have saw the trade. All right. Okay. So this is it. So now what am I anticipating now? Since the daily high has not been taken out and I was buying below the weekly opening price, which made sense. So let me just remove all of this now. Okay, so now on the daily time frame, what am I anticipating? We still have not taken out this high. We still have this high and this high. So there's a lot of liquidity to the upside and to the downside for me. Right. And now, since I'm calling for higher pricing on dollar index, USD CAD should also go to the upside. Okay, but for now, I'm even confused as to what is going on in this area. Right, it came down up, and so I'm confused as to what is going on here. So I think for now, I would just, it's looking promising though. Right. For now, I'm just gonna stay out for now and then see what's gonna happen. So maybe I can be interested in this trade. Once again, if we can close above this area, just like what I did here, lower low, lower high, lower low, close, close above, break a structure, add my entry inside this imbalance here. And the price went all the way to the upside for me. So if something like that can happen again, then it's gonna make sense, lower low, lower high, lower low, break, then maybe an entry to then go up, right? Just that there are sometimes I don't wait for break of structure. Sometimes I don't wait for break of structure. I've done it for USD CAD before because I was more certain that price was going to go to the upside. So I just add my entry here and see this imbalance. That was where I played. I just played this. I didn't even wait for break of structure or anything. I just did something like this. Stop loss entry can be at 60, can play 50, right? And then stop loss can just be, this is 20, and I would rather like to put the stop loss here, 30 pips. And then I can aim for this trade. I'm going to put my final TP up here again. But then this is looking like liquidity already creating to the downside. So this, you can see this already. So really need to be careful. And if I know Pepperstone, I think price is going to gap down to this area. Pepperstone does that a lot. By the time market opens today, it's just going to gap down into this imbalance and then go up from there. Right. So just keep an eye on USD CAD. Okay. If it doesn't do that, then maybe coming down into this area, London open session, 9 a.m., Q zone 8 to 11, we might get an opportunity there. All right. But then this is risky because you're not waiting for the break of structure. You're just getting in immediately. It's kind of risky though. Okay. Yeah. But then I'm still, this is the only thing I'm going to be looking at. Okay. Because structure is really confusing now, as you can see. So it's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Right. So yeah, that's it for USD CAD. And then Eurochef, I also took Eurochef. So at the end, I ended up making 1 to 3 actually. Because this Eurochef wasn't from let me see, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Monday, yes, exactly. Because I took two trades last week. Eurochef, USD card. So at the end, I ended up making 1 to 3, but I didn't make the 1 to 3 from one trade. USD card took me out at 1 to 1.5. This one also, no, USD card didn't take me out. I closed I closed half the profit and then came back to my stop loss, where I adjusted my stop loss to, and then that took me out. So at the end, I ended up making a little bit above 1.5. And then for Eurochef, same thing, because I was anticipating it was going to go up also. So when it got to 1 to 3, yeah, because I was risking 7 pips. When it got to 1 to 3, yeah, I closed half also. But you see it now, I closed half. So half from USD card, half from Eurochef, that's 1 to 3. But then, same thing, USD Chef. This one was even crazy. As soon as market opened, boom, it just gapped down, took me out. Oh my God. On Pepper Stone, it actually took me out. On the prop account, that's the FTMO, didn't take me out. So what I should have done was I should have quickly adjusted the stop loss way maybe back to somewhere down here. Because when I saw it, oh, it took me out on my Pepperstone account. Or on the prop account, it didn't take me out. So what I should have done was I should have quickly adjusted the stop loss down here. But then I forgot. So I just woke up and so I wasn't in the trading. I was like, oh my God. Because this is where my stop loss was. I just after 1 to 3, I just put the stop loss here. That came up, and as you can see, this gap down just took me out. And then price just went up. So that was a trade. So for USD, for Eurochef now, what I'm anticipating overall. So I was buying because of this, weekly highs. Look very, very good. And if I had an entry down here, oh boy, really good trade. I mean, somewhere around here, and I can take it. If that entry was still there, because I had my overall TP at this high. So this would have been like a 1 to 15 for me. This is Christmas Day. But then I didn't do that. Right. And that's one thing that happens when you are at a point where you're not sure what you should do, right? You have loss on your account, you have to recover, and a trade is going, and you can see that trade potentially giving you way more than 1 to 3. So what should you do? Should you just close at 1 to 3? I have a rule that states that if I have a loss on my account to recover, maybe I took some trades and I lost those trades, I want to recover those trades, I should just close that trade at 1 to 3. And if I had done that, it would have been really cool, because 1 to 3, remember last 2 weeks I took 2 trades, I was down. Same risk. Okay, same risk. Now, one trade actually would have covered everything, but then the first one trade was 1.5, this one 1.5. So you see it now. So I had my final TP at 1 to 15, but then I think I'm there. Said, no, sir. I'm not coming there yet. All right, so now what am I anticipating now, Eurochef? Well, and into this imbalance, prices feel this imbalance and it's going up. So the 4 hours time frame, fast bearish. I can see we have this high here. We have liquidity in this area. Let me see on the 1 hour. Now this is really confusing for me. All right, so nothing yet, nothing. Eurochef. I'm just gonna have it on my radar in case it presents opportunity to this high, then I can add it. But for now, it's looking like very confusing. So no bias for me here. Okay. And a Euro Hen ZD. Okay, yeah, Euro Hen ZD. I remember this trade. We have equal lows all the way to the downside. Right? Price came down, came into this imbalance. Okay, and on Wednesday, yeah, and then price is dropping. So I actually saw something that caught my attention that I want to share with you guys. So this is the liquidity. We have directional bias, and we have what do they call it? We have a reason to want to sell down, a motive, right? And then on 1 hour, price took out this liquidity and then dropped, right? So this is mitigation, okay? And then on the 2-hour time frame, we have the imbalance. Then we also have this internal liquidity that is here. Okay, so we have internal liquidity, we have mitigation, and that is here to mitigate. This could be the move, right? But then let's normal typical mitigation, please. Right, and then we have this internal liquidity imbalance, and then we have this liquidity down here. So what's going to be the play? What I would be anticipating is that price is going to go up somewhere here, and then hopefully we get a move down. Right, that's what I'm anticipating. And then let me draw this quickly. Oh, perfect. Okay, okay. It's making sense. Let me check the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour is 60 minutes. Let me check the 90 minutes time frame. Okay. All right. All right then. So this is what I'm anticipating for Euro and ZD. Okay. I want it to go up. I want further higher pricing. Okay. I want to sell at premium. So I want price to go up or coming down. And if it doesn't do that, if it breaks the structure, maybe it comes here and do this and it just breaks. So maybe we can just get an entry here to go down, right? Oh no, don't do that. Okay, don't do that. This is the only entry I'm calling out. This one here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so that's for Euro and ZD. And then GBP card, this one, I didn't see anything yet, but I only saw that we have this equal highs up here. So I'm definitely gonna have this to my radar for a while. Okay, and then yeah, that's it for GBP card, just liquidity. So keep an eye. And then USDCHF, this one also we have liquidity to the downside. But then since I'm calling for higher pricing on dollar index, I don't know if this is going to come down to take out this liquidity. Okay, so just keep an eye on it, right? And then for Tesla, so Tesla, and I saw some news that I think Elon said the cars, like Tesla was going to allow other cars to use the car charger, right? And then later they said they stopped it. They're not going to allow people use it. And then I also saw a report that it was actually facing a lot of criticism as regards the automatic that car how do they call it now? What's the word? Hmm, self-drive, those cars that drive themselves are just facing a lot of criticism. Tesla is actually not doing well, but we actually had a very nice entry at 139. Okay, came all the way up to 198. Okay, and now it's at 168. So yeah, I actually thought this, demand area was going to hold price. I mean, it held price for a couple of days. As you can see, held price for a couple of days. And then when it just closed below this area, like, oh boy, this might go further down. Then the next day, it just got down. That was on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is even lower now. So uh maybe it might want to come, further down into this imbalance here. Not even imbalance, this gap. So maybe this might be another opportunity to get in. But then, you know, I'm actually looking for on a weekly time frame. I can see this gap here. Okay. Now that price has filled the gap completely, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen this week. So before I even make any decision as to what to do, I'm going to wait for this week to finish. Right. And as you can see, this is mitigation. This candle swept the liquidity and now price has gone up. So this is mitigation here. Mitigation is taking place. All right. So for Tesla, I'm just going to be optimistic and going to wait to see what's going to happen this week. All right. So this is all I'm looking at. Uh, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section. That's going to be all from me, guys. To have an amazing day. Bye bye.